Samsung just released these, the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro, and you know we have to put them up against the AirPods Pro because, well, I don't know if you can tell here, but these actually look a little familiar. I think if you were looking at the white model, these are silver, you'll obviously notice that the similarities between the AirPods Pro and the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro are pretty uncanny, but obviously Samsung decided to go with a whole new design, or at least new to them, that features a stem and adjustable ear tips for the Buds 3 Pro. And really, if you're going to go that design route, you're probably going to run into the fact that it's going to look a lot like the AirPods and AirPods Pro. Now, full disclaimer, if you're looking to buy the Buds 3 Pro to use on an iOS device or AirPods to use on Android devices, just don't do that. There are plenty of other options out there that have better cross-platform capabilities. I think the Nothing Ear comes into play, or the Sony WF-1000 XM4s would work, but don't do that because these are very much ecosystem-based headphones in my opinion. So with that said, I really wish I could use these all the time with my iPhone and get all of the benefits of the Buds 3 Pro features, because these really do sound amazing. Personally, I think these are absolutely excellent. They're right on par with every other pair of earbuds in this price point, but if you're using an Android device, you can adjust the EQ inside of the Wear app, and you can make them even better. I'm impressed by just how good these sound already out of the box. That was always my biggest thing with AirPods Pro. They just sound amazing out of the box, and if I had an EQ, I can make them sound even better, and that's what you can do with the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro. If you don't want to mess around with the EQ, I think you're going to be plenty impressed by how good these are just naturally. There's plenty of low end. It's not overpowering the treble, but you can definitely notice that thump, that impact that you get with good low end headphones. With or without the EQ though, I am very impressed with how good these sound already. There's plenty of low end, but it's not overpowering the treble, which is always nice. It's a good balance no matter the genre of music that you're listening to, in my opinion. Now, there is a dual amplifier present on the Galaxy Buds. That certainly helps. If you're looking at the lower end Buds 3, that does not exist on that. And you also won't be able to get the 24-bit 96 kilohertz ultra high quality sound that you have to physically enable inside of the app on a compatible Samsung device. So that would include the S23 and S24 lineup, as well as the foldables from this year and last year. So the Z Fold 5 and Z Flip 5 and Z Fold 6 and Z Flip 6. Now, of course, with Apple Music and AirPods Pro, you do get that lossless audio, you do get that ultra high quality, but again, just like with normal everyday music that doesn't have that ultra high quality capability, it sounds just as good. They really, none of them stand out in terms of like, oh, that sounds a lot better than the other pair. They're both just really good quality headphones. I can't hammer that point home enough. Now, when it comes to ANC and transparency, the Buds 3 Pro kind of fall into rarefied air of being on the same level of transparency as AirPods Pro. Now, Samsung calls it ambient mode, so ambient mode and transparency, those are going to be used as the same term here. Usually AirPods Pro are far ahead of most of the other competitors out there, but I think Samsung has kind of nailed it with ambient mode. The same goes for active noise cancellation. I think they're both just really right there next to each other. Apple's always been in a class of its own usually for me, and I really couldn't notice a difference between the two with ambient mode and active noise cancellation. Now, both headphones have some sort of adaptive noise control with voice detection or sirens. This basically means that whenever you're listening to audio and you're out and about, maybe it's heavy construction or an ambulance is driving by or someone's trying to talk to you on a plane, the AI in Samsung's Galaxy AI will kick in with the Buds 3 Pro, and it should be able to detect what's happening around you and then adjust whether ambient mode needs to be raised and ANC needs to be turned down, or vice versa. And the same thing happens with the AirPods Pro. Well, I don't really like that feature on the AirPods Pro. I usually turn that down or off, actually. And on the Galaxy Buds 3, I really couldn't tell when this was actually happening. Maybe like 1 out of 5 times it actually kicked on for me. It really struggled with conversations. Like someone would try to talk to me and just didn't do what it was supposed to do. On the AirPods Pro, it actually does work really well, so much so that I don't like it and I turned it off. So just something to keep in mind if you're looking at either pair of headphones. Both buds also have spatial audio modes and head tracking, and I also kind of have to give the edge to Apple here. The audio profile actually changes quite a bit, like the sound quality when you turn on 360 audio on the Buds 3 Pro. It actually boosts the treble, and I kind of still really like it. I think it sounds good. It sounds more full, but then when you turn the head tracking on, things go backwards and it gets muddy and weird. Not sure if that's just like an initial bug that could get fixed later, but something to keep in mind as well. Now, when it comes to phone calls, specifically your voice to the other person on the other end, Samsung really emphasized its AI-powered technology inside of the Buds to make this more of a rich and natural phone call that should be similar to speaking directly into the microphones on your phone. But of course, I love to kind of let you all be the judge here when it comes to call quality, or at least microphone quality for phone calls. So here are two examples, one from each pair, and I would love to hear from you in the comments down below which one you think sounds better. So this is the mic quality on the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro. Again, as I mentioned, Samsung is using Galaxy AI to enhance the quality and the sound coming from the microphone. So it should sound as if I was speaking directly into my phone's microphone as opposed to the earbuds microphone. And now we're switching over to the AirPods Pro. Let me know in the comments down below if you prefer these right here are the AirPods Pro, or what you heard earlier, which were the Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro. And I look forward to seeing all of your comments letting me know which one you thought had the better microphone quality. With battery life, both earbuds offer the same 30 hours with the case included, and I haven't been able to really test that out yet on the Galaxy Buds because I just got them a couple of days ago, but I have been using them nonstop since I got them, and I think I got them at around 85%. There's now 49%. I used them on an hour-and-a-half flight, been using them for a few more hours here testing, so keep that in mind. They both technically do get 30 hours, so they should be the same. I might have to update you in the future which one I think is doing better in battery life. Last but not least, when it comes to additional features, specifically for the Galaxy Buds, I wanted to point out some of the things. We all kind of know what AirPods Pro can do, but I wanted to point out the stems actually have some cool, interesting functionality here. Obviously, just like the AirPods Pro, you can use them for media and phone call controls. It's the same squeeze gesture that you can get. You can actually customize it in the app, which one it'll do. Like if you long press on the left, you can turn on a new interpreter mode, which I'll talk about in just a second. If you do the right, it can go through A and C, whatever the case may be. But the Galaxy Buds also have volume control, just like the AirPods. You kind of just swipe up on the stem or swipe down, and it'll change the volume up or down. The one thing that the stems have on the Buds 3 Pro that are unique is LED lights. Is this necessary? No, not really. Is it cool? Yeah, sure, why not? It would have been cooler if you can change the color maybe, but they're just kind of that white LED. They do provide some level of functionality or information, like whether or not the buds are on or off, or if they're flashing, then they're in pair mode, or if you're trying to find them using Find My, you can do that, make them light up. Maybe you drop them underneath the couch, and you're trying to find where. You don't need to get out your flashlight. You can actually just see them glow and then grab them. It's pretty cool. You can also have these buds light up at will, because why not? Again, would be cool to change the color, but I don't know. It looks kind of cool. It's unique. So just something to keep in mind there as well. There's also that cool interpreter feature that I mentioned earlier, which allows you to hear translations through your Galaxy Buds during conversation. And that's all powered by Galaxy AI in real time. So I tested this briefly, and while I do think it's cool, I think it still needs a little bit of work. If you long squeeze on one of the stems here on the buds, for me it's the left, it will launch into the interpreter app and actually tell you to open up your phone, unlock it, and then you can either do a two-way mode conversation or listening mode. And I personally tried listening mode. I threw up a speech that was in Spanish on a YouTube video so that it was playing back at me. And as you can see in real time, it's trying its best to pick up what's happening and translate it. And I can actually hear through my headphones the English translation of what's happening in Spanish, but the accuracy was a little sketchy. And I think that's where the improvements could be had. So at $249 for each of these earbuds, I gotta say that Android finally has its direct worthy competitor for AirPods Pro. If you're someone who's thinking of leaving Apple's ecosystem and going to Android, maybe specifically Samsung, I don't think you're going to be missing out on AirPods Pro. I think you found your replacement. You have basically a one-for-one here, and I can assure you that you won't be disappointed, or at least I hope you won't be. But of course, I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. What do you think about the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro and where it stacks up against the AirPods Pro? Let me know down in those comments. This has been Dan with MacRumors. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you around in the next video.